people who taming people who cannot be tamed, such as Angulimala, Alavaka, Nalagiri.
Yeah, very clear cut, clear, very crystal clear answer. I think, right? So I'm very happy. So when I'm teaching to you all, because especially the Muru, so I think you have a good knowledge. So as a teacher, I should appreciate it. Appreciation matters a lot for you, for your future. I think you have read, I mean, you have gathered, I mean, very good, sufficient knowledge. And Purisa Dhammasarati is, I think, 9 virtues are there in Buddha. Right? If you look at that stanza, Itiviso Bhagava stanza, so there are 9 qualities. One quality is Purisa Dhammasarati. If you look at the word, the meaning derives from the word. Purisa, Dhamma, Dhammanaya Karano, Sarati. Vachana Valim apita mataka tiyaganna puluwan. So Lord Buddha had the ability to subdue people, which a normal ordinary person cannot, like bandit Angulimala, an intoxicated elephant sent by Devadatta Thero to harm Lord Buddha, and Alavaka, demon Alavaka, right? So all these people were subdued by great compassion, and it's not with arms, not with hostile actions, and it's purely radiation of the great kindness, compassion towards them, right? So radiation, you know what is radiation? So spreading the extreme loving kindness, compassion towards them, and getting their minds control, and getting them aware of the evil, right? It is the Purisa Sammasarati quality. පුද්ගලයන් දමනය කිරීමේ හැකියාව තිබුණා බුදුහාමුදුරුවන්ට. අර කතා දැන් මේ quality එක ගැන explain කරන්න කියලා කිව්වොත් it's better if you can cite some of the examples that I told you now, right? So yeah, taming uncontrolled minds.
Yeah. So Amavadura contains 18 chapters.
Yes.
In which 18 stories are included on taming.
Yeah, taming.
Based on the Purisa Dhammasarati.
Purisa Dhammasarati. Basically, so this, if I tell you about this Amavathura book, and it was written during Polonnaruwa period. Remember that?
Guru Lugomi.
Yeah, the author is Guru Lugomi, right? And Dharma Pradipikava, Mahavansa, Mahabodhivansa, and it was also written by Guru Lugomi, and Amavathura also written by Guru Lugomi. And during Polonnaruwa period, you find 2 another books, Muadevdavata and Sasandavata.
Abhidhana Pradipika.
Oh. Buddhasarana, is it Polonnaruwa period?
Yeah, Buddhasarana, which was written in Polonnaruwa by Vidya Chakravarti.
Right. So here in my book, I have only Muadevdavata. Then author is not known.
Yeah.
Amavathura.
Muadevdavata and Sasandavata was also written in Polonnaruwa.
Polonnaruwa. Muadevdavata, Sasandavata, Amavathura. Dharma Pradipika. Right? And Amavathura, it is about the quality of Purisa Dhammasarati. Buddhahamudrangi Purisa Dhammasarati Gune. So it is discussed in detail in Amavathura book. Okay, right. So then the 40th question, the last question in the paper. Pick the advice given in Dhammapada stanza. So that I think already I told you this gatha. Najacha vasalo hoti, najacha hoti brahmano. What does it mean?
Man, the fourth one, man is not low caste or high caste by his or birth, but it's
deeds.
By his
deeds. So actions, right? So I think when look at now. So when we so this is actually MCQ paper. You have to quickly select option and to go. But my objective is to give you a broader knowledge even from these 40 questions, right? Even from these 40 questions. So then So we go deep into, we find the answer first, and we spread our wings towards different directions with the objective of finding more information that would come in the second paper, that might come in the second paper. So I am targeting that, because as I do not have time to cover the syllabus, I think by this method, hopefully, I think I can cover. So whatever the lessons that you have in the exam, maybe 9, 10, 11 grades. Okay. So we will quickly go to the second paper. In second paper, you have to answer only 5 questions. In the 5 questions, the first question is very, very compulsory. So you have to answer that question where you get 10 short questions. Mostly these questions are set concerning the character of Lord Buddha. බොහොමයක් කලාවට බුදුහාමුදුරන්ගේ චරිතය අල්ලලා මෙතනදී ප්‍රශ්න නිර්මාණය වෙලා තියෙනවා. So after doing this paper, I hope to take some past papers, not past papers actually, yeah, past papers, maybe 2018, 19, 20, 21. So just we will can study the first question, the pattern of the first question, and pattern of the second question, and pattern of the third question. So then we analyze and we come to a conclusion. So what you might get in the 2022 paper. Okay, so that analysis, so we can do. So as usually, right? So we'll go to this one. What is the karma that is effective from time to time till a person attains enlightenment? If you look at karma, apara pariya vedini karma, until you attain enlightenment in any of your birth, in the cycle of birth, so that karma will come into action. That karma will come into effect. Ditta Dhamma Vediniya karma, I think you all know. There are different karmas.
Ditta Dhamma Vediniya karma, Upapajja Vediniya karma, Aparapariya Vediniya karma, Ahosi karma. Ahosi karma, right? එතකොට ඒ කර්මයන් categorize කරලා තියෙනවා. අපි මේ ප්‍රශ්න එනකොට ඒවා තව we can learn that these things in detail. So as you said, එතන තියෙනවා කර්මය the based on the time it comes to come that action, the karma comes into effect based on the time. The time එක base කරගෙන තමයි. So what you said, that is ditta dhamma, upapajja, that is in the second birth. Upapajja vediniya karma, it comes to effect in the second birth. Aparapariya vediniya karma, see in any one of the births in your birth cycle until you attains arahatship or nibbana, right? Then ahosi karma, that is something which not come into effect and it disappears. Yeah, that is like removing the karma.
Yeah, it just, yeah, it will disappear. It will not come into effect. It will not give you any effect. That is ahosi. Ahosi වෙනවා කියලා කියන්නේ, right? Then
for example, for like arahat monks, all the karmas are it belongs to ahosi karma.
Yeah, ahosi karma.
They have attained enlightenment. There is no way of spending the karma.
Yeah, but even so it's okay maybe, but if you look at these two main disciples, Sariyut Mugalan, and you can see that I think the Mugalan, the skin color of Mugalan. So because he was hammered by a set of thieves, that is due to a karma that he had done in a previous birth. And you look at Lord Buddha, even after attaining enlightenment, Lord Buddha suffered with a very serious illness. Lohita Pakkandika. That is because due to a sin that he had done in a previous birth. And also he had a very bad headache. Sometimes he had given up sermon preaching, and he has given it to the Venerable Ananda, chief attendant, to continue, and he has retired from the preaching sermon. That is due to bad headache that he had, and it is also so due to a karma that he had done in a previous birth. Even if you attain enlightenment, even if you attain arahatship, if you have committed a very great sin, so that will come into effect.
it shows that even Lord Buddha could not get rid of it. අර හිසේ කැක්කම තිබුණයි කියලා කියන්නේ මේ එක කාලයක මාළු අල්ලන පවුලක. He has been born to the fishing family. Their livelihood was fishing. Their relatives. කරා මාළු අල්ලගෙන ඇවිල්ලා අර ගොඩ දාලා තියද්දි මාළු ටික දඟලනවනේ. වතුරෙන් ගොඩ දාපුවම බුදු මේ බෝසතාණෝ ඒ ආත්ම භාවයේදී මේ මාළු දිහා බලලා සතුටු වුණාලු. That's why he got that very severe headache. He can't bear it up. Right? So that it shows that whatever you have performed, good or bad, it comes into effect. You can't get rid of it. Though you go into the sky, though you hide in a big rock, though you go into the sea, in middle of the sea, if you hide there, you cannot get rid of, you cannot avoid it. It comes into effect. බුදු චරිතය දිහා බලනකොටත් බුදුහාමුදුරන්ට පළ දීලා තියෙනවා. රහතන් වහන්සේලාට පළ දීලා තියෙනවා. Right? So this is something inevitable. You have to undergo. Right? Then it is aparapariya vediniya karma. And there are some other classifications of karma. So we can discuss them in later. In how many sikshas is the Noble Eightfold Path is grouped? You know, Noble Eightfold Path, Arya Ashtangika Margya, we call it. And this Eightfold Path, 8 factors have been divided into sikshas.
According to the three siksha.
Oh, 3
According to
sikshas.
the three siksha.
3 sikshas. 3 sikshas වලට බෙදලා තියෙනවා. What are these 3 sikshas? Just will නිකන් මතක් කරගෙන යන්න.
Sila, Samadhi, Prajna.
සීල,
Sila, Samadhi, Prajna.
සමාධි,
Samadhi and Prajna.
ප්‍රඥා. Right? That is the ඒවට අපි කියනවා 3 siksa කියලා. ඒවට අපි කියනවා 3 siksa. Others clear? So I am asking from Tushar. Are you clear? 3 siksa ගැන idea එක තියෙනවද? Are you clear? Okay. So clear. Okay, Tushan, when it comes to this Eightfold Path, we call it Arya Ashtangika Margya. And you have understanding, thoughts, speech, action, livelihood, effort, mindfulness, and concentration. Right? And common word is right. Right? Common word is right. If you take right understanding, right thoughts, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Right? So, the word right. Samma. In Pali, we call it Samma. That means right. Right? And Samma Ditti Paliyen කිව්වොත් Samma Ditti Ditti Sankappa Vacha Kammanta Ajiva Vayama Sati Samadhi. ඔන්න පාඩම් කරන්න ලේසිම ක්‍රමය. Ditti Sankappa Vacha Kammanta Ajiva Vayama Sati Samadhi. Right? මතක තියාගන්න. Ditti Sankappa Vacha Kammanta Ajiva Vayama Sati Samadhi. Ditti, the right understanding, right vision. In some books says vision is the correct vision. Correct, you can use the word correct also. Right? Correct vision. It's not the vision that so we are talking about, not this vision. And it is the vision from here. You have to see from your wisdom, you have to see through your wisdom, your intelligence, your knowledge. ඇස් දෙකෙන් බලන එකක් ගැන නෙමෙයි මේ කියන්නේ right vision කියන එක. ඒක මොලෙන් බලන එකක් ගැන. Right? ඒතර දික්ටි, සංකප්ප, thoughts, සංකල්පනා, සංකප්ප. සංකල්පනාව කියලා වචනයක් තියෙනවා. නිවැරදි සිතිවිලි. Then වාචා, නිවැරදි වචන. නිවැරදි action, නිවැරදි කර්මාන්ත, action. කර්මාන්ත. ආජීව, ජීවත් වෙන්න ක්‍රමේ නිවැරදි. ආජීව.
Right livelihood.
Yeah, right livelihood, the right earning, the way you find money, right? Then vayama, right effort. What kind of effort you should put? And sati, mindfulness. You shouldn't have the mindfulness. If you are not mindful and you fall in trouble, maybe so when you play in the ground, maybe when you walk on the road, traveling in a vehicle, you have to be mindful and you have to have the consciousness. You should not lose your consciousness. If you lose, you will fall in trouble, right? And sati, that is sati, mindfulness. Then concentration, samadhi. And these 8 have been put into sila, samadhi, prajna. සීලයට 3ක් දාලා තියෙනවා. සමාධියට 3ක් දාලා තියෙනවා. ප්‍රඥාවට 3ක් දාලා තියෙනවා. ඒක අවබෝධ කරගත්තොත් අපිට ලේසි. සීලය කියලා කියන්නේ අපේ හැදියාව.
So Sila 3, Samadhi 2, no sir. Otherwise it will get just 9.
Samadhi 3.
Then Prajna 2.
Yeah. Let's, yeah. So it's open for argument. Okay. Look at Sila. What is the meaning of Sila?
Virtues.
Yeah. So how do you explain Sila? If you get a question to answer, what is Sila? How do you explain Sila?
Sila is a set of rules which is used and observed.
So why do you call Pansil? Do you know we have 5 precepts? So why do we call it Pansil? Sil. There you find the word Sil. And if you get 8 precepts, you get Attasil. If you get 10 precepts, you get Dasasil. What is Sila then? What is Sila?
Set of rules of which is used to control the behavior.
Definitely. So that is the word that I expected. Sila is to control your behavior. So why do you observe Sil? So why do you observe Panchsil? Then by observing, by taking the refuge of the code of conduct which a person follows to lead to a proper and virtuous lifestyle. Good, Tushar. Okay. The Sila is something that by observing Sil, you control your behavior and you have a self-discipline. You discipline yourself. You refrain from killing. You refrain from stealing. You refrain from false speech. You refrain from sexual misconduct. You refrain from intoxicants. Then you control your behavior. So when you go to temple on Poya days, you take the refuge of more than 5 precepts. It may be 8 basically. Then you get rid of some other 3 precepts. And it may be taking food in appropriate times. And it may be avoiding entertaining activities. Nacha Gita Vadita Visuka Dassana Mala Gandha Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhusa Nattana Veramani Sikkapadan Samadhya. And you refrain from higher seats, sitting on higher grounds, Uchchasayana Mahasayana. So you control. But if you stay at home, when you go to temple, you control your behavior. There's a dress for you to, there's a specific attire, simple dress, and you're walking, talking, sitting, and all these actions you control. You don't run. You don't, speak in high voice. But at homes, you do it. Then Sila is controlling your behavior. Then here, under Sila, how do you control behavior? You have to control your behavior by speech. So that's why we put that under Sila. You should not tell lie. You should not carry tales. You should not have frivolous talk. You should not use harsh words. Right? Api කියන්නේ? පරුසාවාචා, සම්ප්‍රප්‍රලාපා, පිසුනාවාචා, මුසාවාදා. හතරයි. ඔය ස්පීච් එක ගැන කතා කරද්දී. නේද?
Yes.
When it comes to speech, you can lie. You can carry tales, which is very dangerous. කේලම් කියන එක. නේ? Then frivolous talk, gossiping, harsh words, annoying words. රළු පරුෂ වචන වලින් කතා කරනවා. That is, you commit something bad by speech. You can control it. That's why we call it sila. You can control your speech. You can control, so you can speak polite words. ඒකයි එක සීලයට දැම්මේ. And next one is right action. සීලයට යන්නේ. You have to control your action. Your bodily action. You have to control. Stealing, sexual misconduct, taking intoxicants. So these are done in physically. Things that are done physical actions. So that's why we have put it to that these things into sila. And your livelihood. The way you earn money. By using mouth, you can't earn money. Maybe somebody can argue. So now I earn money by using my mouth. Right? There are good people, the motivational speakers. They come on stage for a little time and they deliver speech. Very attractive, fascinating speeches. They catch the audience and they make big money by mouth. But here it's a different story, right? And it is the livelihood. Livelihood is the correct the earning system. And basically in Buddhism, there are some livelihoods given where you should not engage. Flesh, arms, නේද? දැන් මස් මාංශ වෙලඳාම, අවියාද වෙලඳාම, මත්ද්‍රව්‍ය වෙලඳාම මේවා කරන්න එපා කියලා තියෙනවා අපිට. So they are bad. But farming, giving protection, security officers la, right? And fair trading, and these things Buddhism recommends us to engage in. ඒ ඔක්කොම සීලයට යන්නේ කරන දේවල් කායිකව. සමාධියට යන්නේ මෙන්න මේවා. සමාධිය කියන්නේ හිත ගැන කතා කරන එකක්. සීලය කියන්නේ කට සහ කය ගැන කතා කරන එකක්. කට සහ කය. Mouth and the body. Samadhi is something, it's about mind, right effort. And so we can learn this a little further later, right? Right mindfulness, it's about mind. Mindfulness, right effort, and it is in the mind. And right concentration, it is in the mind. Clear? Concentration, you need to have mind. And what do you concentrate? Is it the body or the mind? Your mind. What is mindfulness? It is about your mind. What is right effort? Right effort එක යටතේ පුතේ මෙන්න මෙහෙම කොටස් තුනක් සඳහන් කරන බුද්ධාගමේ. උපන් කුසල් වැඩි දියුණු කරගන්න කියනවා. Right? නූපන් අකුසල් උපදිලා නැහැ තාම. ඒක උපදින්න දෙන්න එපා කියනවා. That is right effort. Right? So that's why I told you this. We have to discuss this eightfold path in detail when it comes to the second paper. Right? එතකොට that is about samadhi. And ප්‍රඥා කියන්නේ බුද්ධිය ගැන කතා කරන දෙකක්. ඊළඟ දෙක ප්‍රඥාවට යන්නේ. Right understanding ප්‍රඥාව. නිවැරදි තේරුම් ගන්න බුද්ධිය තියෙන්න ඕන. නිවැරදි සිතිවිලියෙන්වත් බුද්ධිය තියෙන්න ඕන. එහෙනම් පැහැදිලි මේ බෙදීම very clear. 3 go into sila, 3 go into samadhi, 2 go into wisdom, prajna, understanding and thoughts. Understanding and your volitions, your thoughts. Are you clear? Huh? There is Muru. Clear?
Yes, yes, yes.
Don't have any confusion. So again, I told you, Sila is about your behavior, your speech, your action, your livelihood, and physically connected. And Samadhi is about the mind. Okay? Effort, again, it is from the mind. Mindfulness, mind. Concentration, mind. Mindfulness, mind word is already there. Concentration, basically, it's very clear, mind is there. Effort, again, මං කිව්වේ අර මෙතන effort එක කියලා කියන්නේ මේ තමන්ගේ වෑයම කරන්නේ මේ වෙන දෙයක් ගැන physically කරන වෑයමක් නෙවෙයි. And that effort you put from your mind. Okay? Not to engage in bad. Are you clear? Okay? Then prajna is said about knowledge and right understanding, නිවැරදිව දැකීම, and you should be able to see the truth, the reality of life, Trilakshana, eightfold path, Four Noble Truths, and that is right understanding. And thoughts. And you should have right thoughts. And you should be free from unwholesome roots. You know what is what are unwholesome roots? Lobha, Dvesha, Moha. Unwholesome. Alobha, Adosha, Amoha. Wholesome. Clear? They are roots. They are roots. That's why we call it roots. Gaha mul wage ඒවා. මුල් හොඳ නම් ගහ හොඳයි. මුල් නරක නම් ගහෙන් ලැබෙන ඵල නරකයි. ඒකයි what roots කියලා දැම්මේ. ගහේ roots අවුත්තු නම් you will not get a better harvest. If the roots are good, you will have a good better harvest. Right? So okay, then I think that is okay. Then we go to the next one. How many factors are there in dependent origination? Do you know the answer? How many factors are there in dependent origination?
Sir, dependent origination is this Paticcasamuppada.
Yeah, dependent origination is about Paticcasamuppada. Depend for some for something's origin. That's a
factors.
How many?
12.
Yeah, 12 factors. There are 12 factors. Can you remind? Do you want me to remind the factors?
අවිද්‍යා සංකාර විඥාන නාම රූප සංයතන පස්ස වේදනා තණ්හා උපාදාන භව ජාති ජරා මරණ.
Definitely. Avijja, that is ignorance. And you do not have the knowledge. You are covered with a screen. Your mind is covered with a screen. And you don't see the truth. And you do not understand the reality of life. The Trilakshana, you don't understand. You don't understand Eightfold Path. You don't understand Four Noble Truths. That is avidya. විද්‍යාවක් නැහැ. විද්‍යාවක් නැත්තයි විද්‍යාවක් නැහැ කියන එක තේරුන්නේ අවිද්‍යාව. Ignorance. And avidya, sankara, විඥාන, නාම රූප, සලආයතන, පස්ස වේදනා, තණ්හා, උපාදාන, භව ජාති ජරා මරණ. දැන් මේක හතරකට කඩාගත්තා නම් මම හිතන්නේ පාඩම් කරගන්න ලේසි. අවිද්‍යා, සංකාර, විඥාන, නාම රූප. අවිද්‍යා, සංකාර, විඥාන, නාම රූප. සලආයතන, පස්ස වේදනා, තණ්හා. සලආයතන, පස්ස වේදනා, තණ්හා. අවිද්‍යා, සංකාර, විඥාන, නාම රූප. අවිද්‍යා, සංකාර, විඥාන, නාම රූප. සලආයතන, පස්ස වේදනා, තණ්හා. උපාදාන, භව ජාති ජරා මරණ. උපාදාන, භව ජාති ජරා මරණ. You split into 3. I think it is easy to remember. Avidya, ignorance. I am telling you the English words. Sankara is the forming of thoughts, volitional formations in your mind. Vijnana, when mind is there, you have the consciousness. Consciousness is there. And we will have the consciousness, and there's a body and a name, Nama Rupa. Mind and matter. Mind, matter, material body. Mind, material body. That is Nama Rupa. So when you have mind and the material body, there are 6 institutions that come and get in touch with our body.
6 institutions. 6 institutions. Salayatana. 6. Asa kana nasaya diva sariraya manasa. Asa kana nasaya diva sariraya manasa. 6 organs. Sensory organs. So we absorb things in the environment through these sensory organs. So that's why we call it Salayatana. The Salayatana would not exist if there is nobody, if there is no name. මේ ආයතන හය තියෙන්නේ නාම රූප ආපුවම පස්සේ. නාම රූප නැත්නම් ආයතන හයක් ඉන්නෙත් නෑ. Right? Then නාම රූප, when you have these 6 spheres, so we can call 6 spheres as well, spheres of sensors, then you have the contact. You contact. You build up contact with these 6 sensory organs. You build up contacts. Maybe tongue, maybe skin, maybe eye, maybe ear. Right? So you have a build up a contact. So when you contact something and you get a feeling, so Vedana, Vidino. Vedana can Vidino. Dukkha sukha deka venna puluwan. Dukkath wenna puluwan, sukhath wenna puluwan. It can be, suffering. It can be a comfort feeling. So when you get the feeling and you crave it, if it's a good one. Yes, if I give you a good example, if you happen to see a beautiful girl once, who is the boy who is not turning back and looking at that particular girl again for that second? That is craving. You have to, it's a normal tendency. We look for pleasure. We try to give some pleasure to our eyes by looking at beautiful things. So when you do it, you build up a craving. You think that I want it. It's my, me, I, my, me, mine. Right? Mage, mata, mamama. Kina vachana tikena. That is craving. So when you develop the craving, then you cling. I want it. You hold it. Cling කියන ඇලෙනවා ඒකට. අල්ල ගන්න. You never try to leave it. Right? When you cling, then there's a becoming. භවයක් ගැන එන. ඉපදීමක් ගැන කතා කරනවා. භවය. So when භවය කියලා කියන්නේ, then you get the birth. When you are born, you are subject to decay and death. That is Jara Marana. So very nice preaching.